So we have been given a table in which the table contains some user activities from some social media platform. Okay, so the ask is we have to fetch the data for a particular month, and we have to give the count of total active user. Okay, so the data will be in this format, and this is the format of the output we have been requested. Okay, so the question is query to obtain number of monthly active user. So this is the given month in which and the year for which we have to fetch the data. And the ask is we have to pull the data in numerical format for months. So month should be in numerical format. And then the definition of active user. Now, active user is defined as a user who has performed actions such as sign in, like, comment in both the current month and the previous month. So basically, current month will be the month for which we are going to fetch the data. So we have to put the condition in previous month as well. So let's say if we are going to pull the data for July, so we have to check for the previous month, June. So the user should be active in that month as well. Okay, so I have already created the tables and inserted some data, and this is the format of our table. Okay, so let's directly jump into the question. So first thing is we have to fetch the data for July 2022. Okay, so let's write a query which can only fetch the data uh, for this month only. Okay, so I'm going to do this. So we have been given a date column which is called event date. So what we can do, we can only fetch the data for these ones. So let's say month for this event date equals to 7, and date part year event date equals to 2022. Okay, so I'm just going to comment this and quickly run this. Okay, so we got the data for the month of July and 2022. Okay, but so now that okay, so the problem is we don't have enough data here. Okay, let me quickly insert some data here which can give us a clear picture, like if we are fetching the correct data or not. So I just inserted some more data. So we were fetching the data only for seventh month of 2022. So we were able to do so. Okay. So we have completed the first part of the query. Like we only need uh, the data for July month. Okay. Now coming to the part where we only need the data where the activities are in these things, like sign in, like, or comment. Okay, so what we can do, we can add one more condition here where we can type event type in, and we can just insert the data here. Okay, so it should give us only the data where the event type is sign in, like, or comment for this month. Okay, so we are getting that. Now coming to the definition of the active user. So active user is who is performing these actions in the current month and as well as in the previous month. Okay, so what we can do, we can put one more condition here in the user ID. Okay, and we can select uh, only the user who were present in the previous month. So for that, I'm just going to copy the above query, and instead of this, I'm just going to change it here, and we only need the user ID. Okay, so okay, so this should give us uh, only those user who were active in the previous month as well. Okay, so if we run this, we are now getting only these two rows. Okay, now so we were able to fetch the active users, like who were as per the definition, who were like active in the current month, who were performing these action in the current month and as well as in the previous month. Okay, Now coming to the final part where we only need the data in where the month should be in numerical format, and, and then we should have the monthly active user count. Okay, so for that, what we can do, instead of fetching all the data, we can just fetch user ID and the month, like for whatever month we are fetching the data. Okay, so for that, I'm just going to use this date part because we only need the month part of the date. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to make it as month. Okay, now, so now if I run this, so our data is in this format only, user ID and the month. Okay, so for this month, we need the total count of the user. So for this month, for let's say for 7 month, month of 7, so we need the count of unique users. So here we only have one user, so we are not going to get more count. But like to fetch this, what we can do, we can store this query in a CT. So let's say monthly active as, okay, and just cut this and we can save it here. Okay, so now, so from this monthly active, from this table, what we can do, we can group the data based on the month because we only have the data for current month, and then we can get the count of distinct user IDs because we don't need like multiple rows. One user can have like 10 or 100 rows, but we don't want that. We just want the actual count of the users. Okay, so what we can do, we can just go here and select from this. Okay, select. So what we need, first thing we need is month, and then the other thing is we need a distinct count, distinct user ID. Okay, okay, from, okay, now we have to group it based on the month. So if I run this, so it should give us the current month and the count of uh, the user. Okay, so let me quickly do one thing, and let me quickly insert some more data for the user who were um, satisfying these conditions. Okay, and then probably we can run this query, and we can understand, okay, this query is working perfectly fine. Okay, so just give me a minute, and I can quickly. All right, so I just inserted some more rows, and here we can see like we are getting total count of 3. Okay, so instead of this, if we don't really, if we don't really count the users, or let's say we just pull the user ID, okay, and we don't group it. So what we will get all the rows for different users. So we got 2 rows for 101, 2 rows for 106, and 1 row for 107. Okay, so but we don't need this. We only need 1, 2, and 3. So for that, we are just going to go count distinct user ID and then group by month. Okay, so that's it, and this was like pretty good. uh, it's just that you have to understand the question first, and you have to break it into multiple parts the way we did. We first fetch the data for the current month, the given month for which we have to fetch the data, and then we apply the same conditions to the previous month. If the previous month the users were completing or satisfying the same conditions or not, and then we pulled out the count of the users. Okay, so I think that's all, and thank you.